Qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera, qué bonita bandera es la bandera puertorriqueña. Qué bonita bandera es la bandera puertorriqueña.
Hi, excuse me, can you tell me where I can find a Juan Bedoya?
He didn't do nothing.
Oh, do you know him?
No,
Well, how do you know if he did anything or not?
nobody did nothing.
I see. I was wondering, I just stopped off at his apartment, talked to his mother. She said he often comes to this part of the park, sits on a bench, and, plays his guitar.
Oh, yeah, Juan Bedoya.
Juan Bedoya.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
Juan, I'm not a policeman or anything. I'm a social worker. I'd like to talk to you. May I sit down?
It's not my bench, you know.
Oh. Well, I can see you in the office if you like.
No,
Are you waiting for somebody?
no.
You're not doing anything.
Play my guitar.
I mean, other than that, you're not doing anything.
No.
That's what I want to talk to you about, Juan. Your mother tells me you've been spending a lot of time here in the park, missing school. She said, as a matter of fact, last term you took a very early summer vacation.
Yeah, in the winter.
That's right. Last summer you just kept going around the horn. She said you haven't enrolled this fall. I thought maybe I could sit here and talk to you a while, find out why you're not in school, get it cleared up, and get you back in.
You don't need to go to no trouble.
Oh, no, it's no trouble at all. It's my job. I'm a social worker. Can you give me any reasons why you don't go to school?
Yeah, a lot of reasons.
Huh?
The one reason is that the teachers talk very fast.
Oh, I see. In other words, you've got a language problem.
No, they got a language problem.
The teachers have a problem?
Yeah. You know, to talk more slow, but I could understand what they're talking about.
I see. Do the teachers laugh at you?
No, I laugh at them. Because when I tell them to talk more slow, they didn't do it.
¿Habla usted en español?
Por supuesto, esta es mi lengua, ¿comprende?
No, I don't speak Spanish. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? No, I...
Oh, I know that talk.
You do?
Oh, yeah. They got guys in South America talk like that.
Yeah, in Argentina.
Yeah, with the funny front names and the Spanish back names.
That's right. I thought maybe you spoke some German.
No, I don't talk that, Alemán.
Alemán?
I don't talk that.
Juan, let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about going back to San Juan? Oh, no. No. I don't mean anything like that. I don't mean get out of New York. We don't solve our problems that way. What I meant was, you go back to San Juan, you certainly know the people there, you know the language, you know the environment, problems. You could adjust better. That means get along better. Am I talking too fast?
No. In the far place, I was never in San Juan in my life. Except by 1 hour to take the airplane to come here.
Oh, but you're from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you know, but they got a different place there besides San Juan.
Oh, yes. Sir, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wherever you came from, then.
And the next thing is that I would like to go back there.
You would?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can work it out.
No, no. My mother is here in New York.
Oh, I know. I just talked to your mother.
Y mi abuela y mi hermana también. My family is here in New
Your
York.
family.
And my friends are here. And their families are here in New York. So I don't know nobody in Puerto Rico no more.
I see.
And the one more thing is that I read in La Prensa last week.
La Prensa?
Yeah, you know, the Spanish newspaper. They say there's more Puerto Ricans in New York than in San Juan.
Yes, I know. I read that in the New York Times. Well, that's out. What about changing schools? You could go to a different kind of school.
I've been to 3 schools.
No, I mean a technical school of some kind. You could take up any number of trades. You could learn how to mold plastic. Well, that doesn't excite you. What about shop training of some kind? Auto mechanics, welding, something
I don't
like
want to
that?
do that stuff.
Why not?
You break your fingers from that. I couldn't play the guitar no more.
Oh. Well, you could take something lighter. You could take up a commercial course of some kind. Typing and shorthand, work in an office.
To be a secretary?
Well, work in an office.
No.
What's the matter?
No, to be a typewriter? No, I got a girlfriend. Those days she's going to come here and say, what are you doing, Juan? I'm going to say I'm a secretary? No, that's for ladies to do that stuff.
Oh, no. A lot of men work in offices and type. I do.
You're going to be a lady!
Well, what do you want to do? Just sit here and do nothing? Is that it? Or you want to roam the park here with your friends, breaking glass, or Jumping from the buildings up there, from roof to roof, getting your kicks up there? Is that what you want to do?
I don't do that stuff.
You don't jump on those rooftops?
I don't jump them buildings.
You don't?
No, you can get killed by jumping them buildings. In fact, I was up there last week to see them guys jumping up there.
Uh-huh.
I seen these guys up on the roof. I say, hey, don't do it. You're going to fall on your head from this.
Yeah?
So one guy says, what the hell of this? You don't know about that? He jumps. He falls on his head. Then the other guy say, hey, that's right.
You know what, Juan? You're a leader. You're a leader. No, I mean that. People listen to you. They follow your example.
But I tell them not to fall on their head.
Well, it's an example, isn't it? Let me ask you, don't you want anything? Don't you want to get out? Now that the weather's like this, wouldn't you like to get out in the country or in the summer? Wouldn't you like to go out on the beach in the summertime? Get out of the city?
I like to do that.
Fine. You have to have a car to do that, don't you?
My friend Rudy has a car.
No. I mean a car of your own. Wouldn't you like to have your own car?
I like to have a car.
Then you've got to go back to school and get a job and earn it. Not going to fall out of the sky.
If I get a car, it's going to fall out of the sky.
No. That's wishful thinking, Juan.
No, that's the way I'm going to buy a car.
You think so?
Yeah. You know how to buy a car?
Yeah, I know how to buy a car.
You don't know. I tell you how to buy a car.
How do you buy a car?
For price, you got to buy the stinking insurance.
Well, that's the law.
$180.
Well, that's the law. You have to protect the other guy.
Next thing is you got to buy the stinking license plate.
Well, that's you have to register the car. That's the law.
Molos. Then you buy the stinking car.
Well, if you want it, you have to buy a car.
By this time, you couldn't buy a new car. You're going to buy a used car.
Yeah?
You're going to break in 3 months to be sitting in the street. The meantime, to get tickets from the police to park illegal. That's the way I'm going to buy a car.
Well, what about a house? Wouldn't you like to, get out of that stinking apartment? Wouldn't you like a house?
If I can't buy a car, how am I going to buy a house?
It takes time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A mortgage, 25, 30-year mortgage.
I have something for my grandchildren.
That's something, isn't it?
Yeah, they come to me. I'm an old man. They say, Grandpa, what you got for me? I say, a mortgage, $20,000. Whee!
Don't you want to get married and have a family?
No.
You don't want to get married?
I see girlfriends. What I need to get married for?
Well, I see your point there. What about a job you do just for the sake of doing it? Wouldn't you think that maybe in it itself... All right, music. What about music? Would you like to go back to school and go to college, study music?
What do I need to do that? I can play now. I don't need to go to college.
No, I mean as a profession. You earn your living from
I
it.
can play now if they give me a job.
You can?
Yeah. In fact, last month, for a job playing music, finally I look, and finally I found a job in a bar.
A bar?
Yeah. They say no salary. You get tips.
You what?
You get tips.
Tips?
Tips. So I worked there for 2 nights. For tips, they give me beer. I got drunk. I couldn't play no more.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do, Juan? Just sit here? Is that it? Don't you want to... Well, but... What about helping people? Wouldn't you like to do something like be a social worker?
They're not going to give me that job.
No, they're not going to give it to you. You have to earn it. You have to go back to school and go on to college and, become a social worker.
They're not going to give me that job.
Well, they're not going to give it to you, but you can do anything you want to do.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
Well, sorry I couldn't help you, Juan. I tried. Mind if I talk to your mother? I'm going by that way. Bye, Juan.
Hey, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
I don't want to make no trouble,
Oh, no, it's no trouble. As I told you, I want to help you. I tried.
You see, I'm a bum, you know that?
No, you're not a bum. You're too young to be a bum.
I'm a young bum.
I'm trying to keep you from being a bum.
You see, you don't understand what...
What?
Look, let's talk about different. Talk about from your point.
What?
Your point.
Oh, my point of view.
Your point of view.
All right.
Okay. You got a car.
No, I ride the bus or subway. I don't have a car. I've had cars.
Okay, all right then. Or you got a house then?
I've got an apartment.
You don't got a house.
Well, I'm not... I hope to have one day.
So what do you tell me all this stuff for? You don't got nothing I want.
What do you mean? I don't have a house now, but it takes
You're
time.
10 years older than me. You don't got it now. When am I going to get it? You're going to take me 90 years old? I don't want it then. Okay, we'll take something. You got a wife then?
No, I'm not married. I hope to be married someday, and...
Okay, then you got a girlfriend.
Oh, I go out with girls, yeah. In the office, I take them out occasionally.
What do you talk like this for? You got one or not? I don't care.
You mean a steady girlfriend?
Yeah, a lady.
Engaged?
Girlfriend.
No, nothing steady.
You don't got a girlfriend?
No.
Good-looking guy like you don't got a girlfriend.
No. Girls cost money, and...
I didn't say to buy one, you know.
No. I mean, you know, you take them out, you have to spend money on them.
You know what?
What?
I could teach you a couple of things.
Yeah, I bet you could. Could you teach me Spanish?
No, that's a hard language, Spanish.
Well, I know some French and German.
No, Spanish is more hard than French.
I see. I'll tell you what, Juan. I'll make a deal with you. If you let me come here a couple afternoons a week and sit on the bench and talk to you, I'll help you with your English if you teach me some Spanish.
You can come here if you like to come.
Is it a deal? Okay, and you can introduce me to a lot of your friends here.
Uh-huh.
Figure out their problems. What?
I know what you're looking for. You're
What?
looking for a girlfriend. Oh,
No.
yes. Oh,
No,
yes. I've been...
Well, if you know it.
I've been... I knew that.
You know it?
No. Everybody I know is for me.
You don't share.
Not ladies. I don't share them.
Okay, we'll stick to languages.
Oh, wait.
What?
No, nothing.
You know
no,
somebody?
I don't know nobody.
You got a friend?
I got nothing.
Cousin?
No, I tell
Come
you.
on, Juan. Huh?
Well,
Come on.
I say that I got a sister that's not married yet, you know. She's 24 years old.
Sister.
She never goes out with gringos, you know.
Well, maybe if you teach me Spanish, I won't be a gringo.
Oh, you're still going to be a gringo.
Still, huh? Well, all right.
Well, you know, I was going to say that she comes here sometimes for lunch. She sits here with me. And if you're here, then I got to say that's a friend of mine. And we see what she says.
What are you playing out here? What are you singing? I heard a song when I came along. What was it?
That song before?
Uh-huh.
It's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, folk song?
It's in Spanish.
What does it say? What does it mean?
It says, Que bonita bandera.
Oh? What does that mean?
That means, how beautiful is the flag of Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah? What is flag?
Bandera.
Bandera.
Goes like this. Que bonita bandera. Que bonita. Que bonita bandera. Que bonita bandera. Que bandera es la bandera puertorriqueña. Otra vez. Que bonita bandera. Que bonita bandera. Que bonita bandera es la bandera puertorriqueña. Que bonita bandera es la bandera puertorriqueña.
Confused. I checked Alan's spelling of his name because he has two L's in this film, and looking at his obituary, may he rest in peace, there's only one L, so somewhere he lost the extra L. But this is early in his career. This is when he was working with the improv groups, and he shows up in a couple of films I have, and there's one film I was looking for, but unfortunately it's in the basement and it's hard to find. He's interviewed for a CBS talk show, and he talks about Second City, the very beginnings of Second City, and in New York, and so yeah, he's had a long career, funny, dramatic. I mean, he's in Glengarry Glen Ross, I believe. I think that's right. And he's awesome in that. I mean, I love that movie anyway, so. In-Laws, of course, brilliant. And many, many other films. So if you don't know his work, I recommend checking him out. Let's see. What time is it? All right. I'm Skip Alzheimer, and we watch old 16mm films. And so the first thing was from a Craig Baldwin. Craig Baldwin is a filmmaker collector based in San Francisco in the Mission District. And he periodically sends me things. So that first film, the Mime Troupe in San Francisco, came from him. This next little clip also came from him. Enjoy.
As I said, that film isn't easy to describe.
I think the film more or less describes itself. What we were trying to do was make an entertaining movie that tried to say that life is just more than fun and games.
John was trying to do one thing with his movie. I was trying to do another. Mark Shepard adapted a classic. Glenn Prisborski tried an original story. George Campos investigated a biological subject, and so on. The variety of films in the contest was spectacular.
The point is that movies are personal, and they're versatile. They're exciting to make, and they're a great means of expressing yourself, of personal creativity.
Every one of us who entered the contest, winner or not, got a great deal out of it. Many of us thought of it as the first stepping stone towards a career in photography. So we're urging every teenager who has something to say to try his or her hand at making a movie.
The movies can be made alone or with one or more friends, black and white or color, silent or sound, short or long, except not over 30 minutes. In brief, the field is wide open. There are some fine cash and other prizes, and top films are shown at festivals here and abroad. You can get all the information and an entry blank by writing to Teenage Movie Awards, Eastman Kodak Company, Rochester, New York, 14650. We'll repeat that address later.
So there were, each year had a compilation of winners of, I think they were in different categories by age. Supposedly Ron Howard won one year when he was, I guess, fresh from the Andy Griffith Show. And that kind of launched him on his career. And I have one, and maybe we'll watch it sometime. Most of it's okay, but there's one part that is really awesome where someone recreates a James Bond novel, and it's super violent. So yeah, at some point we'll show those in the future. So that's the Kodak Teenage Movie Awards, sponsored by Eastman Kodak. Okay, what do we got? All right, well, let's see. All right, I'm just gonna do this. So this potentially could get us knocked off of YouTube because it's a bunch of music. Craig Baldwin put together this musical mystery reel, and this is reel 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit past where I think the copyright music is going to be, but it might get us knocked off. So I'm going to put a link to the Black Hole Monoplex, which is a place that will continue streaming via Vimeo, and we won't get in trouble. All right, so here it is. Craig Baldwin's musical mystery reel 2. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Frankie Valli, and this is my first album for KTEL.
Remember, international.
Everybody was doing the twist.
El conjunto turcmeno Gunes es la interpretación moderna de la historia del canto del pueblo.
Çeki bağırdır bizi gündestanın Rahmet çeki bağırdır bizi gündestanın
Thank you very much, and now here comes Keena Smith to do one of your favorite songs for you. I hope you like it. Keena Smith, she's driving up now. I want you to relax yourself.
Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me, 'cause I'll get along.
I'll get along.
Don't worry about me, 'cause I'll get along.
Forget about me.
Don't worry about me, I'll get along.
Be happy, my love.
Get along, little doggy, get along.
They say that our little show
they say,
is over and so
they say.
the story
They say that our little show is over and so the story.
Why not call it a day?
Our little show is over.
The sensible way and just be
Our little show is over.
Look out for yourself.
Get along, little galaxy, get along.
Should be the rule. Give your heart and your love to whomever you love.
Don't be a fool.
And don't be a fool.
Don't be a fool, fool.
Baby, why should we cling to some faded thing that used to be? If you can forget,
don't you worry about me, put, done. Put, Papa, done. 'Cause I'm in the mood for love and simply because you near me.
Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love.
Heaven is in your eyes, and in spite of the stars we under.
Oh, is there any wonder I'm in the mood for love?
Why stop to think of where this little dream I fell?
We put our hearts together, and now we are one another.
If there's a cloud above, if it should rain, above a duty foot. I'll be duba, simply because you're shooby down.
Funny, but when you're oppy-dooba, I'm in the mood for shooby-dow.
Heaven is in your Halamura.
No, it isn't.
Oh, I stop to think of where this little dream might fade.
We put our hearts together, and now we are one.
I'm not afraid, because there's a cloud above, and it should rain, we're united. fight for tonight, forget it. 'Cause I'm in the mood for
up and it light. die blue. I had a woman, Lord, she lived down by the mine. She ain't never seen the sun, oh Lord, never stopped trying. Then one day, my woman up and died. Oh Lord, up and died now. Hey, she just up and died. She wanted to fly, and the only way to fly is die, 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 die. There's a high-flying bird flying way up in the sky, and I wonder if she looks down as she goes on by.
Yes, sir. Where do you think we're just going to the fire, sir?
Well, what's the matter with this one?
Oh, hey, the firehouse. That's what I'm trying to tell him. There's a fire. I was making my point. Hey, come on. You're a fireman, aren't you? Let's go. Hey, I'm a fireman. Well, let's go. Let's go.
Hey, what's the matter with you fellas? You see that up there? What is it? That's smoke. Get in and put out that fire. Get in there. Oh. Detailed reports on this. Line up your men.
Okay, men, line up.
A fire in the firehouse is not funny.
Well, we were just...
Now, who started this?
He did.
Who did?
He did.
Come here, you. This is a fire department, not a nut house.
As you all know, the requirements of this test are very strict. Those who fail to pass will be dropped. That's all, men.
First you grab it with the right, hook it with the left, step off, down you go.
Are they ready?
As ready as they're ever gonna be.
All right, Smitty, you hit that alarm and I'll clock them.
No, way back.
Let's snap it up, huh? Go.
What's the matter with you?
Me, I didn't do nothing. Look what they did.
You men are going to have drills 2, 3, and 4 times a day and any time you don't expect. Now, men, as you've seen, the handling of a hose correctly is one of the most important of a fireman's duties. Most of you now know how to do it. Smitty, will you show Hinkle again?
Smokey, this time watch.
Closely. I'm watching closely. Okay, men. Right.
A little too damagey, and there was no music. I don't know why that was on that reel. Oh, Craig Baldwin, you do this to me. So being a little bit of a daredevil today, and so let's celebrate by looking back at Daredevil days. Enjoy.
Began in 1918 with the armistice that ended World War I. A jubilant, victorious nation went on a binge of excitement and took more than a decade to quiet down. Vanished like the Kaiser were many of the taboos and inhibitions of the years before the war. Americans were entering a new era, the era of anything goes. These were the days of flappers and sheiks, of bootleggers and bathtub gin, of homemade racing cars and chicken wire airplanes. And these were the days of the daredevil. When homecoming doughboys in New York Harbor waved at the Statue of Liberty, she waved back, for Miss Liberty was spotted with stuntmen. Hundreds of feet up, she provided a ringside seat for an Army's return. And in this period of wonderful nonsense, it all seemed perfectly natural. Across the continent, the classic dome of San Francisco's Palace of Fine Arts was turned into a speedway, and an enterprising cameraman got these pictures of a pair of bicyclists whose first wrong turn would undoubtedly be their last. The tall buildings of the time were perching places not only for pigeons, but for human flies who specialized in hanging from ledges and doing headstands on windowsills. Some of the daredevils were so anxious to start climbing, they couldn't even wait until a building was completed. Al Ritchie cavorts on the framework 18 stories up. Notice how the people below go placidly about their business. You are apt to pass 2 or 3 human flies just on the way to work. On a steel girder, Bill Baldwin outhangs the baboons with just 300 feet between the soles of his shoes and the hard sidewalk. This must be a wonderful way to stay young. Who ever heard of a stuntman growing old? Swinging Sig Smith gets a fine view of New York City skyline as he duels with gravity. From the bottom rung of this ladder, it's a big step down. Human flies? They're everywhere. 21 stories above Broadway, Daredevil Reynolds decides that although he's on a diet, it would be highly inadvisable to leave the table. One slip, and think of what would happen to all that furniture. Rudy Camino gets into the act, and all too quickly out of it. Well, Rudy, fancy meeting you again. In these daredevil days of emancipated womanhood, lady human flies were almost as common as male. This contemporary of Pearl White dangles over eternity without hardly ruffling a hair. During the First World War, women had replaced men, even in such hazardous occupations as painting smokestacks. And after the armistice, they kept right on the job. There's nothing so surprising about this scene. Back in this period, everybody was doing the Charleston. These were the days, too, of super strong men like Sailor White, whose teeth could pull 4 cars. And that famed horse fancier, Warren Travis, who thought nothing of a tug-of-war with 6 draft horses, 3 on each side, in this original version of the 2-way stretch. Rumsy-daisy, here's the secret of Warren's strength: lady fingers and ice cream. Al Ritchie uses a steel bar to go on a bender. While the men in the audience marvel at Ritchie's strength, the ladies can enjoy the fashion show. Al feels fine now, but wait until he tries straightening up. Now, where's he going? Oh, only about 2,000 feet up in the air. The camera pointed straight down at balloonist Ed Unger gives a good impression of what it feels like to be an aerial stuntman. Thank goodness here's a policeman to stop all this nonsense. Los Angeles officer Boy K. Apt would stop it all right, except he suddenly remembered he forgot his Saturday night bath. Boy cuts a dashing figure in his latest model bathing suit. After a busy day pinching speeders and Model Ts, a cop deserves a little relaxation. And Boy has plenty of privacy in his floating bathtub. My, wouldn't it be embarrassing if he fell out? Well, Boy, I hope you didn't neglect to wash behind the ears. The airplane was less than 20 years old, but the barnstormers had it doing everything. Roman Warren liked to swoop under bridges. This arch is only 19 feet high. Augie Peddler demonstrates astounding aerial precision by dangling by his knees just 8 feet above the speeding ground to grab a cap. Aerial stuntmen were a smashing success. All was well when the pilot could crawl out of the ruins to take a bow. It was a restless era, and everybody who was someplace wanted to be somewhere else. If a stuntman was on one plane, it seemed he wanted to be on another. When he finally got on the right plane, he wanted to be in a car. And when he was on a train, he wanted to be on a plane. Now, wasn't that a silly time to get off the train? On second thought, maybe it wasn't so silly. This hook's for Al Johnson, who's going to take the blindfold test. Al can't see a thing as he rides a pitching airplane and gropes with hobbled feet. The hook's got him, and Johnson's left hanging head down after the most dangerous plane-to-plane transfer of them all. Joe Campy seemed perfectly at home in a straitjacket as he makes like he's a human bomb. Stuffed in a wooden pipe, he goes 4,000 feet up. The pipe tips, and Campy, bound hand and foot, begins dropping out, head first, with a parachute attached to his feet. All he has to do is remove the straitjacket and right himself before the earth rushes up to meet him. A simple mouthpiece of hard rubber is the only support of stuntman Jack Shaw. Hanging from a swaying rope ladder, Jack clutches onto life by his teeth alone. Suppose he got cold and his teeth began to chatter. Chief White Eagle claims he has the strongest hair in the world, and he prepares to prove it the hard way. This is the hard way. Among the barnstormers, only sissies wore parachutes. In White Eagle's hair-raising stunt, falling hair would mean falling Indian. Gladys Roy daintily powders up like any other flapper before going on a joyride. It's an aerial joyride atop a looping airplane with only a few thin wires for support. When the spinning earth appears above, Gladys is dangling in space, head down. Gladys is down. She's up. She's down. This will muss her makeup. The old-time cameraman had to be as daring as the daredevils. This one strapped down for a trip aloft to get pictures from a diving airplane of the earth spinning like a top. One of the passengers goes below to the observation deck for fresh air and a better view, while the pilot, like a buggy driver dropping the reins, gives the plane its head. Though the barnstormer was riding high, he was to become a vanishing American. At fairs and carnivals, his breed still remains, yet his era of glory is in the past. His daring, reckless spirit belongs to that period which began with the war's end and ended with the Depression's beginning. His was the time of low-powered planes and high-powered stuntmen, of the tin flask on the hip and the tin Lizzie in the garage, of rolled stockings, marathon dancing, crystal sets, mahjong, miniature golf, and the noble experiment. Some of us old now were then young, and some of us hadn't yet been born. But to those who remember, the world was a carefree, mad, whirling, twirling, topsy-turvy place back in the daredevil days.
So what I like at the end of that was, obviously, they were blocking out something. Maybe there was a credit there, a copyright that wasn't valid, or maybe there was an attribution to an organization that was not correct. But it's interesting that got blocked out. Wow. Great footage there. I feel like, I introed Stunt Rock at the local Alamo this week, and I feel like some of that made it in there, but I don't know. But there was also another Daredevil film that I'll probably show next week that I also was looking at yesterday, so it might have been in that. I don't know. Anyways, Stunt Rock. Great movie. Awesome movie. The band, not so great, but the whole thing is pretty awesome nonetheless. All right. Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you, William. Thank you, Jeremy. And thank you, Kevin, for donating to the AV Geeks. You did it either via the ko-fi.com/avgeeks link, patreon.com/avgeeks. You did it via the super thanks button. And what we do with that stuff is that money is we either buy coffee or we buy thumbtacks. There's lots of things we buy. Like today, we just ordered some Simply Green cleaning solution so we can clean stuff like mold and muck off of some film cans that were in the basement. But besides donating, you can also just hit the thumbs up button or the like button. Even though you've done it in the past, please do it again. And you can subscribe and then also tell your friends. I saw some new faces in the comments today, and it was really great to see you. We'll be back again on Monday at lunchtime, 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and we'll watch some more films. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.